Hey there everybody, Popontop here. Welcome back to more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we have 60 frames per second here on console. On Xbox at least. PS4, sorry for you guys. But on Xbox, we have 60 frames per second at a cost. This is running at 720p. And this is on the Xbox One X. I don't know if they specify that. But apparently the mod author got the game running at 720p. And then close to 60 frames per second. There's still some stuttering and tearing and stuff. Because of that, it's not a perfect 60 frames per second. I'm recording this video at 60 frames per second though, so you should be able to see the smoothness here. I don't see any tearing right off the get-go. Like it seems smoother. Like you gotta just move fast. That's like the thing. It does feel nice. I'm just trying to kind of rummage through this on the fly. What we are gonna do though, we're gonna go test it out in downtown Boston because that's where the frame rate normally tanks anyway. Because this is smooth. This is significantly smoother. And I can be honest, I have a big 4K TV. I record and play in 1080p when I make videos and stuff, but I play in 4K, so it does look worse than it normally does. And I would say probably worse than the 1080p version, but it doesn't look awful. I would say. Is it, so if it's one of the people that look, oh, it's just like a little bit of stutteriness. It's like texture load in, right? Like when we get close here to Concord, that's why Boston's so bad as it is anyway. So we're gonna go test this out. But yeah, there's a little bit of stutter here as you see as these things are loading in. The closer you get to some shadows load in and stuff. That's just the load distance on. Whoa, you can jump really high. Like my frame rate. That was weird. Sometimes sometimes the physics here in Bethesda games are tied to the frame rate. So. We're going to go test it out in downtown Boston, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, everybody, so I've spawned in here at Swan's Pond because I wanted to see what it looked like. It is still smoother, as far as I know so far. I mean, we got lots of big, tall buildings, though, that, have to be loaded in or whatever in some form. The texture pop-in seems to be worse, though, with this mode. Maybe that's just because of the lower resolution or whatever. I would like to maybe, hopefully, combat zone, hello. I'd like to find some combat though if I could, just to see. It is a little laggy. See, the smoothness goes away and it gets a little stuttery. I'm imagining it's still running over 30. Hello. I would like some combat, and you guys have provided that to me, so thank you for that at the very least. Yeah, I mean it's fast maybe. It's just I'm trying to mess around with it and get a baseline here, but it does seem smoother. And the way that I could tell, it's not actually any faster. The game's not moving any quicker, but it feels like it is, right? It feels like you're moving it faster, or you've cranked up the speed to 2 times because twice the frame rate. Kind of feels like that. Shoot a little light out. Get out of here, light. Is there any bad guys still? I hear some more bad people. There's a Mr. Gutsy. He got chunked up. I mean, the frame rate is still pretty holding, I'm gonna say. It's doing a decent job of being 60 frames per second. I don't know, I don't have a frame rate counter or anything like that. So I can't tell you precisely what kind of frame rate I'm hitting here. But I do know that the game is much smoother now. You could obviously take this at what you will, right? This is up to your interpretation of this video. You can download the mod for yourself to try. There's no risk to it, because if you don't like it, you just delete it, and then your game will go right back to being normal. And you'll have your, mostly stable 30 frames per second at whatever resolution your console supports. Like I said, unfortunately not for PS4, but for Xbox users, you get a chance at 60 frames per second, and it's kind of holding up in Boston. I mean, this is some stutters, as you see. There's a little bit of stutters, but it feels. Oh, there it is. There's the infamous freezes. There's still that. I think that's just gonna happen though. I think that's a hard drive limitation, not you can't make the resolution low enough to make the hard drive not do that. We got some more combat here. So let's see if we can just mess these guys up. There is times, though, I can definitely tell, where it doesn't feel 60. It feels in between, and then you get some freezes and stutters and stuff still. So it's not perfect, but that happens to me, I promise, when I play normally anyway, those freezes. So I think that's a hard drive issue, right? You're getting too close to loading. You have to load too many things in at once, so the game just has this tough time of it. But other than that, it seems okay. That seems a little stuttery. There's a little bit of stutter here. Big airship in the background, right? Yeah, there's some stutters here now. This is the most grueling place on your thing. Mirelurk. Get right. I mean, I'm trying my very best to show off that it is not going to be solid 100% of the time, 60 frames per second. But there's some moments here, and combat doesn't seem to drag it down. It seems to be texture load and stuff. like that didn't slow down. That felt smooth and it felt nice. So you're getting 60 frames per second. The resolution is going to be worse. The game's going to look a little bit worse. But if you guys want to experience kind of what PC gaming is all about, where you get to customize your settings to prioritize 60 frames per second, you can do that with this mod, even though you're going to get the 720p resolution and it's not perfect. But if that seems like something that you're into, you make sure to check out the top link in the description. That'll be linked out of the Bethesda.net page. You can download this mod for yourselves. If you guys have enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate a like rating down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so you check more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, or whatever it may be, and I'll see you in the next episode.